with regards to storage capacity and what we're dealing with here in the U.S. We had some data showing that the main storage hub out in Oklahoma was starting to get a little bit full here. And I'm wondering if this is going to start to be a factor in whether we start to see some production cuts out of the major producers.
It is certainly a big factor in the market right now. And as you very well pointed, the main storage center for the American petroleum industry that is in Cushing, Oklahoma, it's getting full. It's getting a lot of oil. It's not full, but it's gonna build up on the storage and probably will be full by the middle of May. So that's a big concern. Some pipeline companies are already asking producers to start cutting production because they believe that they are going to be running out of storage. And that is one of the reasons that we know that production is going to be cut in America and elsewhere in the world, whether there is an agreement by OPEC Plus and the G20 this week or not. It's just logistics and storage. It's just going to be too much oil around the world, and then the production cuts are going to be coming.
Yeah, so we're up to our eyeballs in oil. That's clearly the case here, and demand has fallen down a hole. What exactly, Javier, is the U.S.'s role here in trying to negotiate an end to the price war? The U.S. Energy Secretary, we know, spoke with his Saudi counterpart, but we still don't know if the U.S. will be taking part in any kind of OPEC Plus discussion that is scheduled for Thursday, or even that G20 energy ministers meeting that perhaps might take place on Friday.
Well, I think that the U.S. is having, first of all, the mediating role between Saudi Arabia and Russia. Remember, there is a price war between Moscow and Riyadh, and I think that President Trump has been trying to mediate in between the two sides, trying to reach an agreement. Probably the U.S. will not be part to the OPEC Plus meeting that we are going to have on Thursday. But on Friday, most likely, there's going to be an emergency meeting of the G20 energy ministers. And there the U.S. can put some things on the table. Not a production cut, but it's simply the U.S. could say that the production of American oil companies is coming down in any case just because of the impact of low prices and because demand has been reduced significantly due to the lockdowns, and offer that in lieu for a real production cut, yeah. a promise that or an indication that the production is coming down.
So, Javier, you've covered a lot of these OPEC meetings, OPEC Plus meetings. I'm wondering that when these folks walk into that meeting on Thursday, what exactly is Saudi Arabia going to do? Is this more of them walking in, putting some sort of ultimatum on the table, and then hoping that somebody bites? Or is there going to be real back and forth negotiation about legitimate production cuts?
I think that probably what we are seeing right now is the negotiation is happening as we speak between Riyadh and Moscow and other oil capitals. The meeting is going to be a virtual meeting. It's going to be through a video conference. So I think that that's going to also reduce a bit the drama in the room. It's not the same thing to send an ultimatum across the table when you have face-to-face the other minister as doing it on a computer screen. And I think that considering what is at stake and the amount of pressure that the United States is putting on Saudi Arabia, I think that the Saudis have called for this meeting is because they want a deal, and they will make sure that before they walk in that virtual conference call or video conference call, they have at least an outline of a deal and an agreement is possible. So I think that these meetings will be easier than what we saw about a month ago when the meeting collapsed and we didn't have an agreement.